Good morning, everybody. This is Christy from the Be the Light YouTube channel. I thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, I send you love. I am back from vacation. Today is, I have no idea what day it is because I've been on vacation. Let's see, today is August the 15th, Saturday. So, I want to apologize for not actually making, daily videos, in the sense of, at that very moment. But it was my vacation. I usually am a type of person to really stay on top of that. I used to have the need to provide all the time. And that's something that God is working with me on. And we have to really learn to just let go of everything. From the need to provide or to always love, always give. And that's what this vacation has done for me and so much more. I didn't actually have vacation. And I want to kind of tell you, it wasn't a vacation, like I said. It was a healing. I went to heal. And so I'm just going to kind of read to you what I posted on my social media page just a few minutes ago. About 5 years ago, on my then 40th birthday, Joe and I decided to make it a habit to visit the beach several times throughout the summer. I couldn't have been more happier about that. Stress was high and the need to replenish was always present. Back then, I hadn't even began with knowing I was waking up. Back then, I really hated everything. I hated life. I really didn't like my husband. Honestly, I didn't like him. I hated myself so much that there was no way that I could like him. We were drifting apart, really. Honestly, we were drifting apart, and it took so much effort to be with him. I really thought, which is why my process began. I thought we were going to separate, and I know this is taking me away from my post. But after I became a fitness coach, an online fitness coach with Beachbody, that's when I began opening up more to faith. And I spoke those words to God. Help me. I have tried everything in my marriage. I have tried loving. I have tried ignoring. I have tried all the ways that I know. And I have failed. That was my surrender. That was my surrender to God. And thankfully, I began to see instead of think and feel with everything that I've known. I began to see, if my way wasn't working, what I'm seeing right now must be God's. So I can't think in terms of, no, I'm not going to do this because of this, because I'm upset or I am hurt or he won't do this. I really had to retrain myself to know that it was God using this situation or whatever it was to transform my life. So anyway, I needed to always escape. We not only had, my husband and I had a very, well, from my point of view, back then, I don't know, his was a little different, but like I said, I thought it was towards the end of our marriage, but we also care for his parents, who are elderly and have health issues. So the stress of our marriage, the stress of that, and then of course the stress of my son leaving home, finally going off on his own, tore me to pieces. I lost a piece of me, a great piece of me. And I needed to replenish. And I used to crave that type of, I have to go and escape. Whether it was drinking to escape, taking way too much medication to escape, or going on vacation to escape. So, and up until this summer, of course, with all the restrictions, we've done just that. However, each time we went and Joe splashed in the water, I stayed on the sand watching him play and wished that I wasn't so terrified to go in. For the most part, I was terrified of the water, but I was also terrified of the eyes that I always assumed noticed me. No, not in terms of physical attraction. Instead, I think in the terms of them seeing what I've tried so hard to conceal. I knew that mine weren't. Mine were written on my skin like tattoos and showed within my walk, the way that I breathed, the hidden look upon my face, and the doubt within my eyes. My invisible tattoos read failure, afraid, isolated, victim, depressed, limited, abused, deserted, judged, ugly, lacking, unlovable, lonely, faithless, and a whole lot more. I had tons of reasons why I didn't want to go into the water, but my fear of it stemmed from nearly drowning 3 times in my younger years, a fear that I've never been able to kick. And as much as I love the water, it really bothered me, expressing deep-seated failure, a huge self-inflicted letdown. Well, as soon as God sprung into action in my life, no, let me rephrase that. As soon as I allowed God to work within my life by guiding my footsteps, I saw a pattern. The pattern of trusting, healing, and letting go appeared in many forms. I remember early on thinking to myself, fear of water, and knew that one day God would take me there. When? I had no clue. The details were all missing, but the idea was there. All I had to do was trust and observe his steps. So when Joe suggested we do it, go to the beach, that is, this past week, I didn't think too much about any lessons or getting into the water even. In fact, I was fine with staying home as my life is peaceful no matter where I am. I no longer need to escape, run from, hide, replenish, or pretend for a while, for everything that I need is already inside of me. God's doing, of course. But I wasn't about to turn down time with my husband, and so I said, let's do it. On August the 12th, God spoke something to me that left me confused. He said, continue walking in faith. I am with you. I instantly expressed my confusion with a sound and replied, I know that, you silly, because we have that type of playful and loving relationship. On the morning of August the 13th, as Joe and I sat on the balcony taking in the ocean view, I found myself still pondering on his message. It wasn't until we ventured towards the beach later that morning that an "oh" came into my awareness and filled my heart. The water. It was time. Like I said, I am in love with the water, but get me in it and I freeze. My trauma stems further than I can express, but it is deeply rooted. I placed my towel on the sand as Joe went in. He wasn't in very long before he came back out and spoke so softly. Christy, if you're ever going to do it, now would be the time. use your faith. Playfully, while laughing, I said, "Don't you dare use that against me." My faith, that is. I didn't give him time to respond. I was up on my feet, following him into the water. Toes, feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips, chest, shoulders, neck, and eventually head were all submerged in the place that has always taken my breath away, literally, from fear and anxiety. I don't have any conquering pictures, videos, or a box full of emotions expressing how big of a step this was for me. But I did it, guys. And God reassured me the night before that I'd be okay. I knew, though, nearly 2 years ago, that whenever he took me back to the beach to conquer this paralyzing fear of mine, that when I did complete it, I'd be ending a phase of my life and beginning a very important new one. No, I didn't go on vacation. I went to heal. And God used my husband to help me through it. Those words he spoke were from God. Time and faith. And God's presence was there, just like he told me the night before, walking with me in the sand and keeping me afloat while in the gigantic ocean. Every day we have a chance at not only being our greatest self, but defeating everything that has ever held us back from that. Fear, limitations, doubts of any kind will control you. Every day that I allow my feet to walk alongside God's, I become a little more free than I ever have been. Every day I become liberated. Every day I become truly me in spirit. When you see God in everything that you're seeing and doing, your path is clear. And by that clearness you receive the greatest type of freedom and love that no human can ever provide you with. What's next? Well, I kinda know. But one thing is for sure. I'm not afraid, for he is with me. So I just wanted to share that with you today. And yeah, I have a lot to catch up on, a lot of things to provide information to you guys about. Especially I want to get that video or the follow-up video about the moon in your sign and the importance of knowing it. And I will do that today probably and post it maybe towards tonight. So again, all of you all who follow me here on YouTube, even on social media, I appreciate it. And I am so thankful, or I appreciate your understanding and your patience with me and getting these videos to you. And please continue to come back. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. The more that you do give to me, although I do receive your love, it's all going to come back to you. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.